Morning and welcome to ONIF TV. My name is Logan Priest. To start off today, we'll be starting with the IG, the Inspector General of Police, has put another person in charge of the police complaint unit. That was Yemi Shogunle's office before the social media drama that happened, and he was transferred to Enugu State. So the IGP has appointed, that's the Nigerian Police Force, took to their official Twitter page, to announce that the ACP, that's Assistant Commissioner of Police, Marcos Ishako Baseran, he's going to head the unit of the police report, the complaint department of the force. Yomi Shogunle was redeployed to Ebonyi State, that's as the area commander of Nkalali. The new complaint department head is resumed on Monday. Resumed on Monday. That was yesterday. Then his profile includes that he has held previous different positions within the force. That he was the police public relations officer, Zone 12, Bauchi State. He was the unit commander in the police mobile force in Abuja and Bayelsa. He is part of the research and planning peacekeeping office, Abuja, intelligence bureau, Lokoja area commander. He also attended police strategy and leadership course at Kuru Jos and Tatra Intelligence Command Management course in Enugu, and he's a graduate of sociology from Hamadu Bello University, and also holds a master's in crime management and prevention from the Bayero University, Kano. He has a very, very interesting profile, and we actually hope that he delivers. He brings to the table everything that he has accumulated over the years. Still on insecurity, there are some people that are agitating for the government, as for Buhari, to actually go for state police. Some people are saying that it will help to curb insecurity, prevent kidnapping attempts, and all of that. Now, still on kidnapping, there was a lawyer kidnapped in Delta State, recently, and a ransom of 50 million was requested for him. The family said they couldn't afford 50 million, and everything they gathered was, about 3 million naira. And ever since they paid the 3 million naira, they've not been able to get across to the kidnappers. They've not been able to reach them or anything. And the family is panicking. And the funny thing, his wife is actually a superintendent of police. It's alarming that actually had to happen. And she's saying that she has pulled everything she can, even gone spiritual about it, hired local vigilantes, done the police work, and he's still not found. That we really hope that something is done about that, and he comes home as soon, because the ransom has actually been paid. So our heart goes out to the family there, and we hope that he's found, and is actually found as soon as possible. Okay, so the House of Representatives, that's the committee in charge of public accounts, they've come out to say that Nigeria has actually not been prudent, in use of government resources under President Buhari. And they're saying that there's actually no difference between the Buhari administration and other administrations in the spending of money. They said the current administration cannot be differentiated from previous ones in terms of prudent use of government funds. And they're actually saying that they've not seen any difference, and it's the same thing. The way these guys have used money is the same way you guys are using money, and they're asking the government to stop spending recklessly. Now, although there's probably no details on what they mean by reckless spending, so we would see if maybe an investigation will happen on that. But they're actually saying that look, you guys are not spending this money right here, probably doing too much and all of that. So I feel that Nigerians would actually not have an issue with the money being spent the way it is being spent if there's proof in the economy or in the infrastructure, in the development of the nation, like you can see that all these guys are actually working on. When somebody comes up and says they're spending money too much, and I'm like, we can see it working. Nigerians will probably jump on this news because a lot of people, have some people have reservations and like, this thing is not working here, that thing is not working here, insecurity is a mess, it's this and all of that. And what exactly are you guys doing with the money? That's probably going to be a lot of people's reaction, Okay, now moving on, there's still, the 2019 appropriation bill, that's the budget for 2019, has been approved by the Senate and it's supposed to be signed by the President, but it's been with the President for a while. He has not signed it yet, and they've come out to say that he's still consulting, and studying the 8.92 trillion naira budget. That means the President is still going through it and is making sure all this budget was not padded. This is exactly what we want to use this for, and all of that. This one is right, that one is right, He's still making a decision on whether to sign it or withhold his assent, People expected that he'd probably sign the budget immediately, but he has not done that, so he's still going through it. Anyway, you should also know that the budget being implemented, because even I had questions about it, and I was wondering that, wait, what have we been running on from January to May? We're in May now, until, I found out that the budget, the 2018 budget, is still running, and it will run its course on the 20th of June. So we're actually still covered. We have the 2018 budget still running. I think, the budget has to run a full 365 days. I think that's how it works, And that's that. So the 2019 budget, when implemented, is probably going to start from June 21st. So we should, start complaining that, wait, the budget has not been approved, when it's getting to the 20th of June. And we know that 2018 budget, is about to run out of course. The Ekiti State APC, they backed the party's decision in suspending Shehu Oni for anti-party activities. They have come out to say that, party supremacy, party comes first over, over interest, and they said Shehu Oni would not have been suspended if he had followed, the dictates of the party and if he has done what he was expected to do, and he's been suspended because he was involved in anti-party activities. Now, a bit on JAM. The JAM has this new way of checking results. I think you send something to a number and then you get a text, on your cell phone, and that's how JAM has been checking results for now. So some people, a particular parent, has come out to say that this system is not working. Actually, we can't see the results yet. They're not getting the results on time, and although a large percentage of people can say, I've seen my results, but not everybody. Some people are complaining that, they don't like the system because it's not working for them. So we'd ask JAM, to actually look into that area. Some people have not seen their results, and that. Then also, JAM remitted 5 billion naira to the government for the examinations that just took place. They made 5 billion naira and they remitted it to the government. We made 5 billion on JAM, and the government is like, oh, take 2 billion and use it to develop JAM itself. Yeah, that's basically what happened, because they remitted 5 billion to the government. The government gave them 2 billion naira for JAM, actually, to keep you guys together, upgrade, develop, and just work on JAM and everything. Yeah. And that happened. So the 2 billion is for their operations, to just develop the operations. So, okay, this happened on social media. A 22-year-old man, simply identified as Shegun, is at the hospital currently in Ogun State. What happened was he had 167 in his JAMB, that's his UTME result, was 167. And he was depressed about it, and actually took to social media, that's Twitter. He went to tweet that in 2015 when he sat for JAMB, he had 189. In 2016 he had 202. 2017 he had 233, but he could not gain admission due to lack of funds, and 2019, when he finally found somebody that was going to sponsor his tertiary education, he scored 163, and he was, very down about it. He said to his followers that he would actually go live. He said, and I quote, "I graduated from secondary school in 2014. I went out to search for jobs. He found a few unsuitable jobs, did them for a while. Later came across a pharmacy and he was employed. So he said from his savings, he bought a bit of jam. He tried again. He scored 233 at the point, which was good enough, but he didn't have the finances to actually progress to go to the higher institution then. Finally, a Twitter user, Pamela Adegoke, that's after reading his post, said he would put him on scholarship to pay his university so he was actually going to get a scholarship to university, and he scored 163 in this jam. So he now said, and I quote, "It is now when people want to send me to school that I will score 167 in UTME. 167 with a question mark." Then he said, "Like my LMFAO, make I close eyes, pick answer, safe, me, 167. He was lamenting. Then he now said, "Meanwhile, I'll be teaching you all how to make tea with sniper by 9 p.m. live on Twitter." So he actually went live on Twitter to, we saw him mix the sniper with tea in a cup, and he was drinking it at the time. He stepped out of the room. He came back, he drank the tea. And I think people that watched his Twitter, the funny thing was, no, it wasn't funny actually. He was reading comments, people's comments as is. When you're live streaming a video on social media, Instagram or Twitter, you can see the comments that people are passing. So people were passing their comments, and he was actually reading out comments and laughing, and fortunately there were people that probably were watching the video and went to his rescue immediately, and got into the hospital, and so he's presently in the hospital. Adegoke went ahead to say that we're at the state hospital where we were transferred to. If we don't see any improvement, we'll move him to a private hospital, and he's currently receiving treatment and in a stable condition. And now it brings us to the two things actually. First of all, depression is fast becoming a thing in Nigeria. I mean, it's becoming very disturbing and alarming, the rate at which you hear this person committed suicide, that person committed suicide, or this person attempted suicide, or that person attempted suicide. Like, mental health is something that really should be taken seriously in Nigeria right now. I mean, a lot of people have the mindset of he's not strong enough, he was ready to die. People would actually go ahead to say all sorts of things, but the fact is that mental health is something that should not be joked with, and it's something that has gotten to a point where, okay, something actually has to be done. Do we need therapists actually? I think we need therapists in the country where you can actually walk into the office and, like, I need therapy. And although to get to that point, you have to acknowledge to yourself that I have a problem. So that's why, although there are different social media pages that have come out to help with mental health and depression, so to say, and come out to talk to people and all of that. But I think that more has to be done for people to actually recognize that it's okay to be depressed. It doesn't make you less human. It doesn't make you weak or stuff. It's okay when you're depressed. What you should actually do at that point is, don't say, "Oh, I don't want to talk to anybody about my problem." Because I think Africans have the mindset of, keep your problem to yourself. Nobody knows how to help you. They'll just talk about you. We actually have that mindset, and it's not helpful. We have to get to the point to realize that, oh, look, I need to talk to somebody about this thing. So when you actually decide you need to talk to somebody about it, then the problem is, are there people, are there professionals that can actually help you? You know, I don't really know. So what do you think about that? And if you actually probably know therapists and maybe a mental health hospital, I think it would be very nice to drop info on it in the comment section, because it's something that we have to be our brother's keeper in this situation. And if you have anybody that seems like this person is suffering depression, I think it's okay to stretch a hand out to them, try to be a good friend, and try to listen to what this person has to say. Everybody has different ways of coping with stress and all of that, and we should help each other more rather than be the problem. Number two thing is education. Actually, well, the people, I remember when we were in secondary school all those time, we used to do a debate about schooling and education, something that sounded like, whether education being the true test, examinations being the true test of knowledge and all of that. And one thing that we should also realize, I think there's a difference between education and schooling, actually. And, as much as the fact that people maybe don't have money to go to schools abroad, they have student loans. And student loans help students to, go to school, and then when you start working, you pay back. Although it definitely has its negative side. But what do you think can be done about people who actually want to school, but do not have the financial capability? He had enough results. The first 3 times he wrote his JAMB, he had a high score that was going to get him into a higher institution. But he said he wasn't able to go because of a lack of funds. What do you think can be done about it? Because we actually have many people like that are like, oh, I scored this in JAMB. Then why are you not in school? They don't have money to go to school. And even government universities these days, you actually have to pay acceptance and a lot of things that has to be paid. What do you think can be done to that? The scholarship bodies, yes, there are actually a lot of them in Nigeria presently, and I think it's the fact that people don't even know that these things exist. So maybe there should be publicity for the scholarship houses that that exist. And do you think that there could be a system of student loan that can be structured, for the Nigerian educational sector? What's your opinion on that? Let's actually jump on that conversation. Let's know what you think. What do you think can be done to curb what do you think can be done about it? That's 2 things you're actually we're talking about now. First of all is people that want to go to school but do not have the financial capability and do not know that there's scholarship, do not have access to scholarship. What do you think should be done? What's your opinion on student loans? And number 2, what can be done about this menace that depression is becoming, in the society? That's it. Then finally, electricity generation. There's been they said it has gotten worse in a few places. That the electricity generation, it fell from it dropped by 1,000, that's the megawatts dropped by 1,682 megawatts on Monday from 4,129.2 megawatts on Sunday. And it has been said that total power generation rose from 0 megawatts as of 6 a.m. on Friday to 3.235 megawatts on Saturday. That's according to the data. The power grid collapsed on Wednesday, Thursday last week, and it has worsened the electricity supply in many parts of the country. The managing director, that's Usman Mohammed, he described the system collapse as the worst ever since he took over leadership of the company. We wonder what happened to the grid. They said it suffered. The grid actually suffered a system collapse over the years, and it's amid a lack of spinning reserve that is meant to forestall such occurrences. Basically, there's no plan B. I guess that's what the news meant. And they said the electricity situation in some part of the country has been worse than that. And, well, something has to be done about that. I think there are a few lucky states that, don't have issues with electricity, like it's not so bad like that. So, but we hope that something is actually done immediately about it. And don't forget to comment, follow us on social media, like our Facebook page, ONIF TV, and visit the website, that's oniftv.com. You'll be sure to get latest news and everything there. My name is Lunge Bruce. Thank you for watching.